Did you know that the choices you make at the butcher shop can have a major impact on your heart health? In today's video, we're going to reveal the 10 meats most recommended by doctors to protect your arteries, reduce inflammation, and keep your cholesterol under control, without giving up flavor. If you're over 40 or want to live with more energy and stay far from cardiovascular disease, this video is for you. Before we begin, hit the like button. Share this video with someone who needs this information. Comment below with your city and age, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any content that could save lives. The meat you choose matters more than you think. Did you know that what you choose at the butcher shop could quietly shape the future of your heart health? It may sound surprising, but every time you pick up a cut of meat, whether it's steak, chicken, or pork, you're making a decision that could influence your cholesterol, your blood pressure, and even your long-term risk of heart disease. For decades, red meat and saturated fat were cast as villains, blamed for clogging arteries and contributing to heart attacks and strokes. The advice was often simple: eat less meat. But nutrition science has come a long way since then. And today, we know that it's not about avoiding meat entirely. It's about being smarter with your choices. What truly matters isn't just the type of meat, but how it's raised, how it's cut, how it's prepared, and how much of it you consume. The truth is, meat can be part of a heart-healthy diet, a source of protein, vitamins, iron, and other essential nutrients, when it's chosen and cooked with care. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 doctor-approved meats that not only fit into a heart-conscious lifestyle, but may also offer protective benefits. You'll learn which cuts are safest, which ones to avoid, and how to cook your meat in ways that amplify its health value instead of sabotaging it. No gimmicks, no fad diets, just practical science-backed nutrition advice. And we're not stopping at just naming the meats. I'll also give you easy, flavorful preparation tips that don't involve frying, drowning in butter, or loading your plate with heavy sauces, because heart health shouldn't come at the expense of joy or flavor. Let's begin with one of the most widely recommended lean meats, skinless chicken breast. This humble piece of poultry has earned its place in countless heart-healthy meal plans, and for good reason. Skinless chicken breast is naturally low in saturated fat, high in lean protein, and incredibly versatile in the kitchen. It's a fantastic option for anyone looking to manage their cholesterol, lose weight, or maintain a healthy body composition. But it's not just about the chicken, it's how you prepare it. Deep frying that breast or covering it in thick, creamy sauces turns a healthy food into a hidden trap. Instead, opt for simple cooking methods like grilling, baking, or steaming. These preserve the nutritional benefits without adding extra fat or calories, and what you serve alongside it matters just as much. Skip the mashed potatoes loaded with butter or the pasta in heavy cream. Instead, pair it with colorful vegetables, roasted sweet potatoes, or a fresh leafy salad. You'll get fiber, antioxidants, and added nutrients that support cardiovascular health. Next, let's talk about a true superfood from the sea: wild salmon. Salmon has long been celebrated in medical literature and nutritional research, and with good reason. It's loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, which are known to lower triglycerides, reduce inflammation in the body, and help prevent the buildup of dangerous plaque inside your arteries. These healthy fats are essential because they support your heart's rhythm, your brain's function, and your blood's ability to flow freely. But not all salmon is created equal. When possible, choose wild-caught varieties over farmed. Wild salmon generally contains fewer pollutants, more nutrients, and a better omega-3 profile. And just like with chicken, how you cook it matters. Skip the pan frying and instead try baking, broiling, or grilling. Add a touch of olive oil, lemon juice, and fresh herbs like dill or parsley. Not only will you enhance the flavor, you'll turn your meal into a healing experience for your heart. Even eating salmon just twice a week can make a measurable difference in your cardiovascular risk profile. If salmon isn't your favorite, try other oily fish like sardines, herring, or mackerel. They offer many of the same benefits and can be more budget-friendly depending on where you live. In short, meat isn't the enemy. Poor meat choices are. But with cuts like skinless chicken breast and wild salmon in your rotation, you're not just filling your plate, you're fueling your life with foods that love your heart back. Lean red meats that love your heart. Back when most people think of red meat, they imagine juicy steaks, sizzling ribs, or thick bacon strips, all rich in flavor, but unfortunately, also high in saturated fat. And for a long time, red meat was nearly synonymous with heart disease risk. But here's the truth that modern nutrition reveals. Not all red meat is created equal. There are lean, heart-friendly cuts of red meat that can absolutely have a place in a healthy lifestyle. It's all about choosing the right parts of the animal, avoiding excessive processing, and knowing how to cook them properly. Let's begin with an often overlooked hero, pork tenderloin. Forget everything you know about pork from bacon commercials and greasy breakfasts. Pork tenderloin is not the same as fatty pork belly or ribs. In fact, it's one of the leanest cuts of pork, comparable in fat content to skinless chicken breast. It's low in saturated fat, high in protein, and incredibly satisfying when seasoned and cooked well. When prepared correctly, pork tenderloin can be both heart-smart and flavorful. Consider roasting it with a simple rub of garlic, rosemary, and olive oil. Ingredients that not only boost flavor, but also offer their own cardiovascular benefits. Garlic, for example, has been shown to support healthy blood pressure and cholesterol levels. You can also slice pork tenderloin into strips for a quick stir-fry, pairing it with vegetables and low-sodium soy sauce. Avoid breading, frying, or drowning it in sugary marinades. Those are the traps that turn a healthy protein into a nutritional liability. Next, let's talk about one of the most controversial, but still redeemable, meats. Beef. Yes, beef can be part of a heart-healthy diet. The key is choosing lean cuts. Opt for selections like filet mignon, top sirloin, or eye of round, which have far less intramuscular fat compared to cuts like ribeye or T-bone. The less visible marbling, the less saturated fat you'll be consuming. But there's more to the story. Grass-fed beef, when available, is a superior option to conventional grain-fed beef. Grass-fed cows tend to produce meat with higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids, conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, and antioxidants like vitamin E. These are compounds your body can use to fight inflammation and support overall cardiovascular health. Preparing beef matters just as much as selecting it. Grilling or broiling are ideal techniques, especially when you avoid charring the surface too much, which can create harmful compounds. Serve it with roasted vegetables instead of creamy mashed potatoes. Skip the butter sauces, gravies, and heavy creams, and instead enhance flavor with herbs like thyme, rosemary, or black pepper. If you can't afford filet mignon every week, don't worry. Just watch your portion sizes. A serving of red meat should be about the size of your palm. When eaten occasionally and in moderation, lean beef isn't just acceptable. It can be beneficial, especially for people needing iron or B12. This brings us to an important point. Context is everything. What you pair with your meat matters. Lean pork and beef can do great things for your heart, but not if they're sitting next to deep-fried onion rings or drenched in sodium-heavy gravy. Build your plate thoughtfully. Balance each serving of protein with a double portion of non-starchy vegetables, like broccoli, spinach, carrots, or bell peppers. Add a side of quinoa or legumes for fiber and satiety. And hydrate. Your blood needs water to flow, just like your heart needs nutrients to beat strong. So the next time someone tells you to cut all red meat to protect your heart, you can answer confidently. It's not about cutting it, it's about cutting the right kind. Lean pork tenderloin and properly selected cuts of beef can fuel your body, satisfy your hunger, and support your cardiovascular system when you know how to handle them. Poultry power and a surprising favorite. When it comes to protecting your heart, most people immediately think of fish or vegetables, but few realize that some of the most accessible and affordable meats are already sitting in the poultry section of your local grocery store. And among these, there's one that's often underrated but deserves far more attention. Let's start with the turkey breast, particularly skinless turkey breast. Much like its cousin, the chicken breast, turkey breast is naturally low in fat and high in protein. It contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to build and repair tissues, making it an excellent choice for both heart health and muscle maintenance. But what makes turkey especially compelling is that it's also a great source of selenium, a trace mineral that plays a role in antioxidant protection and thyroid health. The key, as always, is in the preparation. Skip the deli slices and prepackaged turkey cuts. Many of these are loaded with sodium, nitrates, and preservatives, all of which are harmful to your blood vessels over time. Instead, go for the real thing, a whole turkey breast, roasted at home with herbs, lemon juice, and garlic. When you roast your own, you control the ingredients and avoid the hidden traps that processed meats can bring. And here's the bonus. The leftovers from a home-roasted turkey breast are incredibly versatile. You can shred them into salads, tuck them into whole grain wraps, or combine them with avocado and greens for a quick lunch. It's budget-friendly, heart-friendly, and a time-saver all in one. Now let's talk about a more surprising candidate, duck breast. At first glance, duck might seem like an odd suggestion. After all, duck is known for being a fattier meat, and fat is what we're told to avoid when thinking about heart health. But here's where nuance matters. While duck does contain more fat than chicken or turkey, most of that fat is found in the skin. Once the skin is removed, the meat underneath is actually a tender, flavorful, and relatively lean source of protein, one that's rich in monounsaturated fats, the same kind found in olive oil. These healthy fats can actually help reduce bad LDL cholesterol and support better heart health when consumed in moderation. If you're feeling a little adventurous and want to shake things up in the kitchen, try this. Sear duck breast in a dry skillet to release and discard most of the fat, then roast it lightly in the oven. Serve it with roasted Brussels sprouts or a citrus-glazed carrot medley. You'll be surprised at how luxurious and satisfying a heart-healthy meal can be. There's another benefit to duck: variety. Eating the same few proteins every day can lead to nutritional gaps or food fatigue, which makes people more likely to reach for processed or fried options. Incorporating duck occasionally into your routine can break the monotony and still align with your goals for longevity and cardiovascular well-being. One important note: when you do enjoy duck or turkey, keep your portion sizes reasonable. Even the healthiest meats can become problematic if eaten in excess. Aim for a serving about the size of your palm, around 3 to 4 ounces, and always center your plate around vegetables first. Think of the meat as the supporting role, not the star. Poultry gives you the best of both worlds. It's filling, nutritious, and widely available. And when you know how to prepare it right, it becomes a powerful ally in your journey toward a stronger heart. In the next chapter, we'll shift focus from land to sea and explore why certain fish are among the most potent natural heart medications you can eat without a prescription. From ocean to artery, fish that heal the heart. If there's one category of meat that almost every cardiologist agrees on, it's fatty fish. These gifts from the ocean offer some of the most concentrated sources of omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential for protecting your cardiovascular system, calming inflammation, and even improving mental clarity. Let's dive into 2 superstar species, trout and bison. Yes, bison. One from the sea and one from the plains. Both surprisingly good for your heart. We'll start with trout, especially rainbow trout, which is widely available and often more affordable than salmon. Like its more popular cousin, trout is rich in EPA and DHA, the long-chain omega-3s that your body cannot produce on its own. These nutrients lower triglyceride levels, improve blood vessel function, and reduce the risk of irregular heart rhythms, known as arrhythmias. What's even more important, omega-3s help reduce chronic inflammation, which is now understood to be a key driver of heart disease, even more than cholesterol in many cases. So, every time you eat a serving of trout, you're not just avoiding harm, you're actively healing your arteries. Cooking trout is remarkably simple. It has a mild, slightly sweet flavor that doesn't require heavy seasoning. A light sprinkle of sea salt, a dash of garlic powder, a squeeze of lemon, and a bed of fresh herbs like parsley or dill. Then bake it or grill it gently. That's it. You've got a restaurant-quality, heart-friendly dish in less than 20 minutes. If you've never tried trout, it's time. Think of it as a step toward retraining your palate, toward loving the foods that love you back. Now let's shift gears to something less expected: bison. You might be surprised to see bison on this list, but hear me out. Bison, also known as buffalo meat, is a leaner red meat alternative that carries a robust flavor without the excess fat content of traditional beef. In fact, bison contains less saturated fat and fewer calories per ounce than even the leanest beef cuts. What makes bison special isn't just its leanness. It's also naturally rich in iron, zinc, and vitamin B. 12 nutrients that are essential for oxygen transport, cell regeneration, and nervous system health. Iron keeps your blood strong, B12 keeps your energy up, and zinc helps fight inflammation and supports immune health. Unlike heavily processed beef products, bison is typically raised without hormones or antibiotics, and much of the meat on the market is grass-fed, which boosts the omega-3 profile even further. This makes it a smart choice for people looking to diversify their protein sources without compromising on flavor or nutrition. How should you prepare it? Keep it simple. Try a bison burger, just the ground meat with a pinch of sea salt and pepper, grilled lightly, and served on a whole grain bun with avocado and fresh greens. Or use ground bison in your favorite chili or stew recipe. The flavor is deep, slightly sweet and satisfying, and your heart will thank you for the swap. When you put trout and bison side by side, you're seeing two very different animals that share a common goal: to help you live longer, stronger, and better. Remember, it's not just about cutting bad things out of your diet. It's about inviting the good in. Trout, bison, salmon, turkey. These are the silent allies that work for your heart even while you sleep. And when you learn to love their flavor, preparation becomes a joy, not a chore. You'll find yourself reaching for these heart-smart choices, not because you have to, but because you genuinely want to. Because they taste good. Because they make you feel good. Because they are food that fuels your life. In our final chapter, we'll explore some ancient meats. Options that were staples for generations, packed with micronutrients, and still have a place on your plate, if you know how to enjoy them the right way. Ancient cuts, modern wisdom, the return of organ meats and wild game. In our fast-paced, convenience-driven world, some of the most nutrient-dense foods have quietly fallen off the table, quite literally. But when you look back just a few generations, it's easy to see that our ancestors knew something we've forgotten. There's value in every part of the animal. And that brings us to two often overlooked options that deserve a fresh perspective: venison and organ meats, like liver. Let's begin with venison, or deer meat, a protein source that's been consumed for centuries and remains a staple for many hunters and families living close to nature. Venison is not only rich in history, it's incredibly rich in nutrients. It's also one of the leanest red meats available, with lower saturated fat content than beef, pork, or even some cuts of poultry. What makes venison especially appealing for heart health is its high protein-to-fat ratio. A single serving delivers an impressive amount of protein, iron, and B vitamins without weighing you down with unhealthy fats. This is important because the iron in venison is heme-iron, the most absorbable form, which supports red blood cell production and helps prevent fatigue and anemia, especially in older adults. Cooking venison properly is key. Because it's leaner than most meats, it can dry out quickly. The best way to prepare it is by using moist cooking methods like braising or slow cooking. Try using ground venison in chili, stew, or even meatballs, paired with antioxidant-rich vegetables and heart-friendly spices like turmeric, cumin, and oregano. But venison is only half the story. Let's talk about something even more polarizing: organ meats, especially liver. In today's health circles, liver is making a quiet comeback, and it's not hard to see why. Beef or chicken liver is often referred to as a superfood because it's packed with iron, vitamin A, vitamin B12, folate, copper, and choline, nutrients that are critical for blood health, brain function, and energy metabolism. However, here's where balance matters. Liver is also high in cholesterol. So, should you avoid it altogether? Not necessarily. While we now understand that dietary cholesterol doesn't affect blood cholesterol the way we once believed, moderation is still key, especially for people with certain pre-existing conditions. If you choose to include liver in your diet, think of it as a nutritional supplement in food form, not a main course. A small portion once every week or two can provide powerful micronutrients that are hard to find elsewhere. And when paired with fiber-rich vegetables and healthy fats, the nutritional profile becomes even more complete. If you've never tried liver before, start with chicken liver, which has a milder flavor. Sauté it lightly with onions, garlic, olive oil, and a splash of balsamic vinegar. You may be surprised by how satisfying and energizing it feels. These traditional meats are part of a larger message. Modern health is not about elimination. It's about intention. It's about reconnecting with quality, balance, and variety. About understanding that food is more than just calories. It's information. It tells your body how to feel, how to function, how to heal. So whether you're choosing venison from the wild, liver from the butcher, or turkey breast from your local store, the principle remains the same. Choose foods that give back, that nourish instead of inflame, that energize instead of exhaust, that support your heart instead of stress it. Let's wrap this up. You don't have to give up meat to protect your heart. You just have to be smart about it. The meats we've explored, from chicken and turkey to salmon, trout, pork tenderloin, bison, venison, and even liver, all have something powerful to offer when chosen wisely, cooked gently, and paired with the right foods. Fill half your plate with colorful vegetables. Use herbs, garlic, and olive oil instead of heavy sauces. Choose lean cuts. Avoid frying. Eat slowly. Be present. And remember, your heart listens to everything you feed it, every single day. If this video opened your eyes to better meat choices, hit that like button, share it with someone you love, comment your age and city, and subscribe for more life-changing, heart-protecting content. Stay strong, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.